Hey guys, thank you so much for being part of the channel. I absolutely love the comments and the questions. I posted something about a house behaving like a credit card. Now, if you're with me at the airport and I had 3 minutes or so with you, I will give you a hack that will be worth your lifetime. Let's do it. Client came and said to me, I have $500,000 in cash and I'm thinking about putting it in the bank. Sure, let's explore that. If you had $500,000 in cash and you put in the bank and the bank was to pay 3%, all right? At the end of the year, you would collect from that $15,000. There you go. $15,000 is how much you collect. However, this is not tax-free. So minus 30% in tax, you would walk away with $10,500 per annum. That's it. Now, scenario number one also implies that you put the money in the bank and you forget about it. Leave it there, right? There's this thing called inflation. That's one of the reasons why interest rates keep going up, right? What inflation is going to do really is devalue the value of this money. Devalue the value. I'm not mixing my words. Meaning that in 10 years from now, the buying power of the $500,000 will only be $370,000. So what you can buy today for $500,000, in 10 years' time, you can only buy the equivalent of $370,000. Got it. So that's scenario number one. Now, you learned from me already that the way to get ahead in life and to become wealthy is to drive assets. There are things that I say, houses that buy houses, houses that buy everything. Keep building as your house behaving like a credit card. What if we were to consider doing something else completely different? Come with me now. Let's just say that we're going to do a transmutation. We're going to transform some of this cash into bricks and have access to the cash. What? Watch this. So let's just say that we decided or considered buying a property worth $800,000. If that's the case, the bank is going to say, give me 20% deposit. Not a problem. So $160,000 is deposit. The moment that you decided to buy an $800,000 property, you're going to have costs. Stamp duty, solicitor's fees, cancel rates, insurances, and so on. So we're going to budget $40,000. Okay? Full costs. Got it. So these costs are going to go away and disappear, but the $160,000 as a deposit right here, right now, this is what I meant is going to become bricks. It was cash a moment ago, and now it's going to go into the deposit into the $800,000 house, meaning that you would be owing against that property right now $640,000 case. Okay? That's the debt against the house now because 160 went into it, right? So 640 becomes the debt. Okay. What else do I bring to the conversation is this. The moment that you bought this property as an investment and you put a tenant in there, the tenant now is trying to pay you rent. I love this game. You see the smile coming through because if the rent is $700 per week, right? Next thing is, because it's a property investment and you lodge your tax return, what is going to happen now is the government is going to put in $170 per week. Okay? Now, if you only use the 160, you should be cash flow negative around $100 per week. Please understand that negative per week. So in other words, for you to drive $800,000 with assets will cost you $100 per week to hold that house for time being. Now, watch the magic here. You know how we use $200,000 out of the 500? That means that I still have $300,000 in cash. What if I could link the cash into the debt through what is called an offset account? Talk to your broker about this. This is incredible. Talk to your bank about this. So if I was to then use the $300,000 and offset it against the 640, you would be paying interest only on 340 of the 640, which then changes all the mathematics. Watch this. When you put in a tenant, remember the pie chart that we draw all the time? When you buy a house by yourself, you pay for it alone. When you put in the tenant's going to pay 50% of the bills or so. The ATO will pay 36, sometimes more. So that's the ATO. What actually happens here is this. If you don't plug in the 300,000, this house would cost you $100 per week. Got it? If you simply offset that account and you pay interest only on 340, this property becomes cash flow positive day one by around the same $100. So it goes from negative to positive. Now let's compare scenario 1 with scenario 2. Scenario 1, you have $500,000. 10 years from now, it can only buy the equivalent of a 375, okay, or 370. You bought a property for $800,000, cash flow positive, $100 a week, and I see you in 10 years from now, let's say 12. If this property is performing at 6% per annum, that property will be worth $1.6 million in 12 years. Check that out, $1.6 million. So guys, please understand, the posting about the house behaves like a credit card is because you could put a loan against this house, pull out the equity out of this house via your credit card. I hope this makes sense. There will be a lot more explained in your financial freedom map. It is a joy and an honor to deliver this kind of content. I hope I will see you on Saturday, 9 a.m., Financial Freedom Map. It is an honor to deliver this kind of content. We'll go deeper. And if you have any questions prior to the day, just send me a direct message. I will see you there, 9 a.m. sharp.